You see this the live stream title on YouTube. You've seen my Twitch message. You picked up your phone. You saw the news about the catalog. All right, the catalog coming into Splatoon 3 Sizzle Season 2024. Right. This is the new catalog. All right. A lot of people looked at tier 95 and they see thank you for playing. Right. And I feel like some people have probably automatically assumed that all content updates are going to be done. I just want to get my thoughts in there, just my thoughts out there. This is something that we definitely should see coming because they did say that they're only going to be doing 2 years worth of updates and all that type of jazz. And it's just like, okay, well, if this is going to be like this last catalog full of new things, because I don't think we're going to go to the next season after and get like a catalog with more new things, if you understand me. This might be the final catalog, but I don't think it's like the final thing that they're going to add into this game, if you get what I mean. Potentially, if they do more things, like let's say they add third kits. If they do third kits, it's probably not going to be for every single weapon in the game. If it is, then that's insane. I would never have seen that coming. But I think if they do Sheldon's picks like they've done before in Splatoon 1 and Splatoon 3, Splatoon 2, then it's going to be like maybe a few weapons, like a handful of weapons, which it is what it is because they can't. I don't know if they would do third kits for every single weapon. We should have saw this happening, all right? I don't want anyone to overreact. I don't want everyone to overreact and be like, oh my god, it's happening. It's ending. When people see stuff like this, they kind of default and automatically think that, okay, there's no more content updates coming into the game. That means now there's no reason to continue to play Splatoon. That is not the case, all right? We are still going to be able to play the game because a lot of the time it feels like people depend on that. It feels like people depend on content updates for them to have a reason to keep playing. Now, it is a good reason. Like, if it's like you play this game periodically, and it's just like, okay, new content, let's try it out. Okay, sick, tried it out, I dip. But if you play this game regularly, you play this game a lot, you're gonna play the game anyway, all right? So it's not a thing where like you feel like you need the content to keep you playing. Or you also just made a comment in the chat. People still want to play Splatoon 1, and that game's been dead for 7 years. If they could do that, if they could, yeah. Pretendo, you technically still can, but you have to homebrew your Wii U and all that type of stuff. But until that eventually gets fixed and all that type of stuff, the easy way gets fixed. If it ever does, I hope it does. Fingers crossed, because that makes it so that it's more and more accessible. But the thing is that I feel like we shouldn't be too doom and gloom about it because it's something that we should have saw coming, you know? All good things come to an end. They do, like, whether it be extra updates or content. I don't know where the missed potential, like the things where people say there's missed potential, there's things that this game needs or anything like that. I don't know where that's coming from in terms of content, all right? Content. We've got a bunch of different ways to play this game. Several different things, obviously. Obviously, there's a couple of things that I feel like they should do, especially with challenges. Like, that's like one thing I just want to mention with challenges. They need to make it so that you can always play challenges. When it comes to Splatfest, they need to allow it so that you can play all the tricolor, all that type of stuff. All those types of things. I feel like they probably will add into the game eventually, but at the same time, it's just not in the game just yet. I'm just going to say just yet because we don't know. They might add into the game at some point. One thing I also want to mention, because they say in terms of content that it's going to end, and that's kind of expected. But I feel like people are missing this thing, right? We're missing the point of they're ending content and they're not ending patches, right? Because here's why they will continue to do patches, even though that content is not coming into the game. The reason for why they will have to do patches is because there are new weapons coming into this game right now. There's no way that they're going to release these weapons, put them into the game, and then do absolutely nothing to try to balance the game in any sort of way, because that literally makes no sense. You can't release a new weapon or several new weapons into the game. Let's say tomorrow's patch that when we get the patch notes coming out, it's just like a minimal patch, and there's like nothing done to the well string, the cavitator or anything like that. Like that has to be done, you know. So that will always happen. That will continue to happen past the point of content, like actual content updates, all that. So Splatoon 3 has a really good amount of content. It really does. It really does. You know, I mean, for me, like when I look at Splatoon 3, it does have a lot of stuff to do, and it's just a matter of like if you play Splatoon 3 and you actually do all that type of stuff. Like, I think in Splatoon 3, there's actually something for almost everything. You know, I think that's something that we really need to look at. That patches will still happen. They will still most likely balance the game, because if they don't, that doesn't make any sense. That would not make any sense. And they did this before in previous games, especially for Splatoon 2. Heck, in Splatoon 2, there's like, I don't know how many more patches they did, but they weren't frequent, but they still did them, you know? They still did them until they didn't have to anymore because they were working on Splatoon 3. So that's going to continue to happen and all that type of stuff, so. I have a feeling too, just to mention that Splatfests, just in general, will probably still happen as well. A Splatfest is not necessarily new content coming into the game. It's just an event that they can do, you know? And same thing with Big Run and stuff like that. It's kind of a miss if they don't continue to do stuff like that. Like, they do one Big Run every single season. They do, like, a few Splatfests every single season or whatever stuff, so... We should have saw this coming. I don't think we should be too upset that there's like not enough stuff into the game, because this is like a Splatoon game that has the most out of all Splatoon games. You know, as time goes on, they'll hopefully continue to patch the game. Someone also mentioned something about like if the Switch 2, the next console, comes out, would they do like a Splatoon 3 Deluxe Edition or anything like that? I mean, that's a wild concept. I can't see them doing that, though. And my only reasoning for that is because if there is a Switch 2 or a new Nintendo console that comes out and it's in relation to the Nintendo Switch family, it doesn't make sense for them to do a deluxe edition. They may as well continue to, like, do a patch for this game so it merges well or does basically what it's supposed to do on a, what's it called? On the next console, but better, you know, basically much more improved. It made sense with Mario Kart Deluxe, mainly because that was on the Wii U, and the Wii U is not the Switch. They're two completely different consoles, but the next console, which is looking to be like another Switch or another Switch-like console, it wouldn't make any sense. That's just what it would do, you know, so. Splatoon 4. Some people keep mentioning that. Splatoon 4. You know what? Let's actually play some games while I'm going on. Splatoon 4. Actually, wait. I haven't gambled yet. Hang on. This is blasphemy. Splatoon 4. Some people keep mentioning that. I don't think we should expect a Splatoon 4 anytime soon until they stop balance patches. Alright? They stop balance patches, then maybe that's the time when they'll actually start working on it. But right now, I can tell you for sure, not that I know insiders or anything inside too, they ain't working on Splatoon 4 right now. Like, look how huge Splatoon 3 is as a game in terms of like how much stuff is inside the game. There's no way they're doing that right now. So that talk, it's definitely not gonna happen. Not that it won't happen, but it's not happening right now, you know? Like, Splatoon 4 definitely will happen in the future, or some sort of iteration of Splatoon, whatever they decide to call it. It's not gonna happen just yet. Definitely not. And I don't think we should get our hopes up right now for it, because I don't think it makes sense for that conversation to happen until absolutely everything is done in this game, you know? Absolutely everything. Just kind of goes back to the question. Is this the final season of Splatoon 3? Yes, probably. But is this going to be the final load of stuff that they're going to add to the game? We don't know. I feel like it's more of a thing where we have to wait until they mention it, alright? There is a June Direct this month. This is May. There's a June Direct in June, alright? And, what's it called? I feel like we should not expect any news until, well, expect that message of there's no more that we're adding to the game until either June Direct and they show something with Splatoon, or during August, which is basically the end of Sizzle season. So during those 2 points are like key points that we have to look out for, whether they have anything to say about Splatoon 3 and what they might be doing with it. Final Fest, like Stardust said, anything like that. They probably will do a Final Fest. They've always done a Final Fest. So we have to look out for those 2 specific months, because they're not going to leave us dry. They're not going to just do Sizzle season, show us this trailer, and say absolutely nothing, and then say, all right, now it's done. They haven't said anything yet. So things aren't over. We do have these last 3 months in terms of content being added to the game. But I don't know. I don't think they're gonna add like a huge amount of stuff. But maybe they will. They might end it in a bang. But I can only imagine that the very end that they add like a bunch of stuff, like Sheldon's picks, Final Fest, whatever, all that type of stuff. So imagine another mid-season renovation. I mean, yeah, they probably could do that too, like another renovation for more maps and stuff like that. So, but yeah, no, that's just my thoughts. That's just my thoughts. I mean, honestly, that's honestly all I gotta say about if this is the final season. I mean, obviously it's the final season in terms of a catalog, which makes perfect sense. But in terms of like things that they're going to add potentially, Sheldon's picks, other stuff, we don't know that yet until either June Direct or in August. And until the Splatoon devs actually say something, which we have to wait until they say something before anything. So, but yeah, let me know you guys' thoughts.